In Atlanta's gleaming Cadillac dealership, a man in a hoodie caresses an Escalade's curves, unaware of the storm brewing. "You don't belong here," barks Marcus Tate, the manager, his voice dripping with contempt. "Take your broke dreams to a junkyard?" David Simon, 52, Black CEO of Horizon Ventures, stands frozen, his dignity under siege. A bystander's phone captures the venom, gasps echoing as Tate sneers at David's sneakers. This isn't just unfair, it's a slap to respect. The internet will erupt. Tate will fall, and a lesson will rise. Stay tuned, America. Injustice demands justice. Drop your city below. In the heart of Atlanta, Buckhead hums with life. Street vendors call out, their voices weaving through the scent of warm peach cobbler. MARTA trains rumble softly, a steady pulse beneath towering skyscrapers that catch the morning sun. Here, ambition and struggle stitch together, like threads in a quilt, forming a city of dreams. Amid this vibrant tapestry stands the Cadillac dealership, its chrome and glass facade a beacon of luxury. Inside, cool air whispers of wealth, a stark contrast to the bustling streets beyond. The Escalade Platinum gleams under spotlights, its curves a silent promise of triumph. Atlanta, oh Atlanta, you are a stage where destinies unfold. Enter David Simon, 52 years young. A man whose presence is as unassuming as the navy hoodie draping his frame. His Nike sneakers tread lightly on the polished floor, each step a quiet echo of his Chicago South Side roots. In his youth, Cadillac posters adorned his bedroom walls, their sleek lines a beacon of hope amid concrete struggles. Now, as CEO of Horizon Ventures, David carries those dreams in his heart. His fingers trace the Escalade's hood, reverent, as if touching a sacred relic. A memory flickers his grandmother's voice, soft yet firm. "David, rise with grace, for dignity is your crown." In this moment, he is not a titan of industry, but a man revisiting his past. His eyes alight with wonder. Keisha Harper, 28, greets him with a smile as warm as a Georgia summer. Her braided bun gleams under the showroom lights, her badge a badge of pride. "That Escalade's a masterpiece, sir," she says, her voice a blend of professionalism and passion. 5.8 engine, 500 horsepower, leather that feels like a dream. Care to hear more? David nods, his gaze steady. "It's got spirit," he replies, a faint smile breaking through. Like an NBA star driving to the hoop, Keisha's eyes spark with intrigue. "You a Hawks fan?" she asks, leaning in. "Let's just say I know a game changer when I see one." David answers, his words layered with meaning. Their dialogue dances, technical yet alive, a bridge of mutual respect. "Keisha dives deeper, her enthusiasm infectious. This beast has adaptive cruise control, sir, and a panoramic sunroof that makes you feel like you're soaring." David listens, his questions sharp horsepower specifics, suspension details, revealing a mind honed by years of leadership. Yet his humility shines, a quiet strength that draws Keisha's admiration. She sees not just a customer, but a kindred spirit, someone who values the journey as much as the destination. Her own dreams flicker night classes in business, a future beyond the showroom. In David, she senses a mentor, though his identity remains a mystery. Across the showroom, eyes begin to linger. A client sips coffee, glancing curiously. Another whispers to a companion, their gaze fixed on David's thoughtful nod. Jamal Carter, a veteran salesman with salt and pepper hair, pauses at his desk, his pen still. Something in David's posture confident yet reserved stirs a memory. Could it be? Jamal shakes his head, dismissing the thought. A CEO wouldn't stroll in unannounced, clad in a hoodie. Yet doubt lingers, like a seed taking root. The air hums with possibility, a prelude to a storm none can foresee. Atlanta's pulse quickens, and the stage is set for a tale of dignity and defiance. Before diving into the story, please clearly state your city or country of residence in the comments section. Your feedback is the driving force for our development. Best wishes. From Asia. As the warm glow of Atlanta's Cadillac dealership enveloped David Simon and Keisha Harper, their shared reverence for the Escalade Platinum wove a fragile bond. Their voices, alive with passion, filled the showroom with a quiet harmony. Yet, beneath the surface, a shadow loomed, ready to shatter this fleeting peace. The air, once soft with possibility, grew taut, as if the walls themselves sensed the storm approaching. Marcus Tate, the dealership's imperious manager, strode forward, his pinstripe suit as sharp as his disdain. His Rolex glinted, a false beacon of worth, while his eyes narrowed on David's navy hoodie. "This isn't a playground for browsers," he snapped, his voice slicing through the hum of conversation. "Keisha, why are you wasting time on this?" The word hung heavy, laced with contempt, as he gestured at David's attire. Keisha froze, her smile fading, her braided bun catching the light as she turned. "Sir, I'm just showing the Escalade," she said, her tone steady but strained. Marcus scoffed, crossing his arms. "Show it to someone who can afford it." The insult landed like a stone, ripples of tension spreading across the showroom. David stood still, his hands in his pockets, his face a mask of calm. In his heart, echoes of past battles stirred boardroom slights, whispered doubts overcome through grit. He met Marcus's gaze, his voice low but firm. "I'd like to hear about the suspension if you don't mind." The request, polite yet pointed, was a gauntlet thrown. Marcus's lips curled into a sneer. "Suspension? Son, you couldn't afford the tires." A chuckle escaped him, cold and cutting as he leaned closer. "Why don't you take your dreams to a thrift shop?" The showroom's air thickened, clients pausing mid-step, their eyes darting between the men. Prejudice, like a bitter wind, swept through the space. Keisha's hands trembled behind her back, her dream of rising beyond this showroom now a flickering flame. She stepped forward, her voice soft but resolute. "Mr. Tate, he's asking good questions. He knows his stuff." Marcus's glare silenced her, his finger jabbing the air. "Enough, Keisha. Know your place." The rebuke stung, her cheeks flushing as she lowered her eyes. Yet within her burned a fire. Years of night classes, of raising her nephew alone, fueled her resolve. She stood, caught between duty and dignity, her silence a quiet rebellion. Marcus, oblivious, turned back to David, his voice rising. "Look, we've got real customers waiting. Take a hike before I call security." The threat, sharp as a blade, hung in the air, daring a response. David's jaw tightened, but his composure held. A lighthouse in a storm, memories of his grandmother's wisdom rise above, never stoop-anchored him. "Respect costs nothing," he said, each word deliberate. A moral melody against Marcus's discord. The manager laughed, a harsh bark that echoed off the glass walls. "Respect? Earn it first. Come back when you've got a suit, not a sweatshirt." Clients shifted uncomfortably, some smirking, others averting their gaze. Tanya, a woman in a tailored blazer, slipped her phone from her purse, her camera discreetly capturing the scene. Her lens caught David's steady eyes, Marcus's sneer, the moment poised on a knife's edge. At the edge of the showroom, Jamal Carter, a salesman with years of wisdom etched into his face, gripped his pen tightly. David's voice, his poise, tugged at a memory, a Horizon Ventures keynote, a vision of empowerment. Could it be? Doubt wrestled with hope as he watched, his silence a heavy choice. The showroom, once a haven of luxury, now pulsed with unease. Like a heart skipping a beat, Tanya's finger hovered over her phone, ready to share the spark that would ignite a firestorm. David, sensing the weight of eyes upon him, adjusted his hoodie, his dignity unbowed. But the clash was only the beginning, a spark destined to flare into a blaze. As David stood poised to respond, the showroom held its breath, unaware that this moment would echo far beyond its walls. Hey listeners, are you eating well today? A good breakfast fuels your spirit. Share your favorite morning dish in the comments, and let's keep this story rolling. The Cadillac dealership's polished floors reflected the mounting tension, as Marcus Tate's venomous words still lingered in the air. David Simon, his dignity a fortress, stood firm against the manager's scorn, while Keisha Harper's quiet defiance flickered like a candle in a gale. The showroom, once a haven of aspiration, now crackled with the electricity of conflict. A single spark, poised to ignite, would soon set the world ablaze. Marcus, emboldened by his own arrogance, stepped closer, his voice a thunderclap. "You think you can waltz in here and play customer?" he sneered, his eyes raking over David's hoodie. "That Escalade's $120,000. Got that in your gym bag, pal?" The taunt, sharp as shattered glass, drew gasps from onlookers. Clients froze, their coffee cups suspended, as Marcus's words echoed. "You don't belong here," he repeated, each syllable a hammer strike. "Get out, or I'll have security drag you out." The threat roared through the showroom, a gauntlet thrown at David's feet. Prejudice, like a venomous serpent, coiled tighter, its hiss deafening the silence. David's breath steadied, his eyes unyielding. Years of navigating boardrooms, of silencing doubters with quiet strength, surged within him. He slipped off his hoodie, revealing a Horizon Ventures tee, its logo a subtle badge of power. "Respect is free, sir," he said, his voice a calm river cutting through stone. The words, simple yet profound, hushed the room. Marcus faltered, his sneer wavering, but arrogance reclaimed him. "Free?" He laughed. A jagged sound. "Take your free dreams to a used car lot. This is Cadillac, not a charity." The mockery, relentless, stung like a swarm of bees. Clients shifted, some chuckling nervously, others turning away, their discomfort a palpable weight. Keisha, her hands clenched, felt her heart fracture. This job, her ladder out of hardship, now teetered on collapse. She stepped forward, her voice trembling but resolute. "Mr. Tate, he's a serious customer. He knows the Escalade inside out." Marcus's glare was a blade. "Silence, Keisha," he barked. "You want to keep your job? Stick to real clients." Her cheeks burned, her dream-soft night classes of a better life for her nephew threatened by his wrath. Yet her eyes met David's, a silent apology passing between them. In that moment, she saw not just a man, but a mirror of her own resilience, standing tall against a storm. Tanya, the client with a phone, zoomed in, her camera capturing David's stoic jaw, Marcus's twisted sneer. Her heart raced. This wasn't just a spat, it was a wound laid bare. Other clients whispered, their voices a low hum. "He looks familiar," one murmured, squinting at David. Another shook her head, unconvinced. The showroom, a stage of gleaming chrome, now felt like a coliseum, with David as the gladiator facing a lion's roar. Tanya's finger hovered over her screen. The video, a ticking bomb, ready to detonate. Jamal Carter, at his desk, gripped his chair, his knuckles pale. David's words, his unshakable calm, confirmed his suspicion. This was the man who'd spoken at Horizon Ventures Gala, whose vision had lifted communities. Jamal's mind raced memories of David's youth programs, of his own son benefiting from them. Yet fear chained him. Marcus's temper a specter looming large. His pen trembled. His silence a betrayal he couldn't shake. The air grew heavy, as if the walls themselves mourned the injustice unfolding. David, sensing the crescendo, adjusted his stance. His grandmother's voice echoed, "Rise above, never stoop." He met Marcus's gaze, his voice steady as a drumbeat. "You watch the NBA, sir? Ever see a game changer shift the court?" The question, cryptic yet piercing, hung like a star in the dusk. Marcus blinked, thrown off. "What?" "Yeah, so what?" he sputtered, his bravado cracking. David nodded, a faint smile ghosting his lips. "Just curious. Good day." He turned, his steps deliberate, each one a note in a symphony of dignity. The glass door loomed, a threshold to a world about to change. As David's silhouette faded, the showroom exhaled, unaware that Tanya's video was seconds from igniting a global firestorm. The clash, now etched in digital stone, would soon echo far beyond these walls, demanding justice. The glass door's soft thud behind David Simon sealed a moment of profound injustice, yet it was merely the spark for a blaze about to engulf the world. As the Cadillac dealership stood frozen, its air thick with unspoken outrage, Tanya's trembling fingers uploaded her video to the digital ether. The clip, raw and searing, was a match struck in the dark, destined to illuminate a truth long ignored. Beyond these chrome walls, a storm was brewing, one that would shake the foundations of prejudice and pride. Tanya's video, tagged Respect David Simon, exploded across X, amassing 200,000 views in a mere 90 minutes. Its images, Marcus Tate's venomous sneer, David's unyielding dignity struck a chord. Comments flooded in, a chorus of fury and awe. "Who dares shame a CEO like that?" one user cried. "David's grace is a masterclass," another declared. The clip leaped to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, each share a ripple in a growing tide. A viral TikTok stitched the video with David's Horizon Ventures keynote, its title blazing, "CEO Humiliated." The internet, like a mighty river, carried David's story to every corner, its current unstoppable. Hashtags multiplied justice for David, Cadillac Shamich, a brick in a wall of reckoning. The media caught the scent, swift and relentless. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution broke the story first. Its headline stark, "Cadillac manager mocks tech titan." CNN followed, airing the clip on primetime, while ESPN wove it into a segment on leadership. Blogs and podcasts dissected Marcus's arrogance, praising David's restraint. A YouTube channel, Truth Tellers, amplified the video, its title screaming, "David Simon shamed Cadillac's disgrace." The world watched, transfixed, as David's hoodie became a symbol, his calm, a beacon. Repetition echoed in posts. Respect is the true luxury, a mantra born from his quiet stand. The digital storm, like a wildfire, consumed all in its path, leaving no room for silence. Inside the dealership, chaos reigned. Jamal Carter, his heart pounding, approached Marcus. His voice low, but urgent. "That was David Simon, sir, CEO of Horizon Ventures." Marcus's face drained of color, his Rolex suddenly a hollow trophy. "What?" he stammered, snatching Jamal's phone. The screen glowed with Tanya's video. Marcus's own words, "Get out, or I'll have security drag you out," playing in a loop. His hands shook as he dialed a PR contact, his voice cracking. "It was a misunderstanding," he babbled, but the line went dead. 60 voicemails clogged the dealership's phone, each angrier than the last. "You're a disgrace," one caller roared. "Lost my business forever," another spat. The walls, once proud, seemed to shrink under the weight of scorn. Keisha Harper, near the Escalade, felt her world tilt. David's philanthropy had inspired her, his community programs a lifeline for her nephew. Now her job hung by a thread, her dreams of a business degree fading. She turned to Jamal, her eyes glistening. "I looked up to him," she whispered. "And now this?" Jamal, his own guilt heavy, placed a hand on her shoulder. "We'll make this right, Keisha." For him, her backstory nights spent studying, days raising a child alone wove, a tapestry of resilience now fraying at the edges. Yet in her heart, a spark of hope flickered, fueled by David's example. She straightened, her resolve a quiet vow to endure. Outside, the storm grew physical. Protesters gathered, their signs bold. Respect for all. Atlanta's activists, heirs to a civil rights legacy, chanted David's name, their voices a drumbeat of justice. A tech mogul, a regular client, called the dealership, his tone icy. "You shamed Simon? My $600,000 order is canceled. Expect my partners to follow." Marcus, overhearing, slumped against a desk, his empire crumbling. The protesters' chants seeped through the glass, a relentless tide. Metaphor. Marcus's arrogance, a house of cards, now collapsed under the wind of truth. The dealership, once a palace, was now a battleground, its legacy at stake. Unseen by the chaos, David drove home, his SUV gliding through quiet streets. His phone buzzed Aisha, his sister, her voice urgent. "David, it's everywhere." The video's viral. He sighed, adjusting his rearview mirror. "Let it be," he said, his calm unshaken. His mother's words echoed, "Lead with grace." The world roared for him, yet he sought only peace, unaware his stand had lit a fuse. As the digital wildfire spread, the dealership braced for a reckoning, its fate now in the hands of those it had wronged. The story, far from over, was about to take a seismic turn. Are you getting enough sleep, dear listeners? 7 to 8 hours keeps your spirit sharp. Share your bedtime rituals in the comments, and let's journey deeper into this tale. The viral storm, ignited by Tanya's video, had swept far beyond the Cadillac dealership's gleaming walls, leaving a trail of outrage in its wake. David Simon's quiet dignity, captured in pixels, now fueled a global cry for justice, while Marcus Tate's arrogance teetered on the edge of ruin. As the world's eyes turned to this once proud showroom, a new force was about to descend, ready to reshape its destiny. The air crackled with consequence as the tides of accountability surged forward. Reginald Brooks, Cadillac's regional vice president, stormed through the glass doors, his navy suit a mantle of authority. His voice boomed, a thunderclap that silenced the showroom's nervous hum. "Tate," he roared, his eyes blazing. "My office. Now." Marcus, his face ashen, followed, his Rolex a futile shield against the reckoning. In the stark administrative room, Reginald's fury was a tidal wave. "You humiliated David Simon, a valued client in Miami, in front of the world," he bellowed, slamming his phone on the desk. The screen glowed with a CNN headline, "Cadillac Scandal, CEO Shamed in Viral Video." Marcus stammered, his voice frail. I didn't know who he was. He looked..." Reginald cut him off, his words sharp as flint. "Your job was to respect every soul who walks in, not play gatekeeper." He leaned forward, his voice low, lethal. 15 contracts canceled, $1.5 million lost. "Turin's on my line, Tate." Turin, the name hung like a guillotine, its weight crushing Marcus's defiance. Marcus sank into a chair, his plea barely a whisper. "I've got a family, bills." Reginald's eyes narrowed, unyielding. "You sowed this storm, Marcus. Now reap it." He slid a termination letter across the desk, its words final. "Clear your desk. You're done." Marcus's hands trembled, his empire of arrogance reduced to dust. Outside, employees exchanged glances, their whispers a soft requiem for a fallen king. Keisha Harper, near the Escalade, felt a knot loosen in her chest, yet fear lingered her dreams. Tethered to this job, still swayed in the wind. Jamal Carter, his pen idle, nodded silently, his earlier hesitation now a distant ache. Reginald emerged, his presence commanding the room. He turned to Keisha, his voice softer but resolute. "Keisha Harper, your interim manager, effective immediately." Keisha's breath caught, her eyes wide. "Me? I'm just a salesperson," she said, her voice trembling with disbelief. Reginald's gaze was steady. "You treated Simon with dignity when others failed. Step up, Keisha. Prove you're more." The words, like a crown bestowed, lifted her. Jamal's hand grazed her shoulder, his smile a quiet cheer. "You've got this," he murmured. Keisha's heart swelled. Her nights of study, her sacrifices for her nephew, now a foundation for this unexpected rise. The showroom, bruised by scandal, began to breathe again, its pulse quickening with hope. Cadillac's response was swift, a balm for a wounded reputation. An apology appeared on X, its words measured yet sincere. "We condemn the actions at our dealership and are committed to change." Behind closed doors, executives planned a meeting with David, their urgency palpable. Aisha, David's sister, called him, her voice insistent. "They want to make this right, David. You can't stay silent." In his quiet home, David sighed, his fingers tracing the edge of a coffee mug. "I just wanted to see a car, Aisha," he said, his calm a steady anchor. His mother's wisdom lead with grace still guided him. Yet the world's clamor tugged at his resolve. He set the mug down, unaware his next step would redefine a legacy. The dealership, now a crucible of change, stood at a crossroads. Keisha's promotion, Marcus's fall, and Cadillac's contrition were but the first notes in a symphony of justice, metaphor. The showroom, once a mirror of pride, now reflected a truth respect. Not wealth was its true currency. Employees, their eyes on Keisha, sensed a new dawn, while the world waited for David's voice to rise. As the echoes of Reginald's verdict faded, the stage was set for a triumph that would resonate far beyond these walls. The story, poised on the brink of resolution, was about to soar to its crescendo. The Cadillac dealership, battered by a viral tempest, stood on the cusp of renewal, its wounds now a canvas for redemption. Keisha Harper's rise to interim manager and Marcus Tate's fall had shifted the ground beneath, while David Simon's quiet dignity echoed in hearts worldwide. As the world's clamor grew, a new chapter beckoned, one where justice would not merely whisper but roar. The showroom, its chrome gleaming anew, awaited a hero's return, poised for a moment that would etch itself into eternity. In Miami's sleek corporate tower, David entered, his tailored blazer a nod to the occasion. Cadillac executives, their faces a mix of contrition and awe, greeted him. Aisha, his sister, and his lawyer, Malik, flanked him, their presence a quiet strength. The lead executive, voice steady, spoke first. "Mr. Simon, we're deeply sorry. Your grace humbles us." They offered the Escalade Platinum, its keys glinting, and an ambassador role to mend their tarnished name. David's eyes, calm as a still lake, met theirs. "I don't need the car," he said, his words measured, resonant. "But I have terms. Make Keisha Harper permanent manager. She earned it with honor. And Jamal Carter, who stood for truth, deserves a bonus." The executives nodded, impressed, their agreement swift. "It's done," they said, and David's nod sealed a pact of principle. Metaphor. His words, like seeds, promised a harvest of change. Back at the dealership, the air buzzed with anticipation. David's SUV rolled up, and a crowd of 400 gathered, their Atlanta Hawks banners waving like flags of a new dawn. Keisha, now radiant in her manager's role, stood at the entrance, her eyes glistening. "Welcome back, Mr. Simon," she said, her voice trembling with pride. The crowd parted, cheers erupting as David stepped forward, his smile warm yet humble. Keisha unveiled a plaque, its words etched in bronze. "Respect above all." Applause thundered, a symphony of unity, as cameras flashed. Local rappers, their voices a pulse of the city's soul, chanted his name, tying the moment to its vibrant culture. The showroom, once a stage of shame, now shone as a beacon of dignity. A reporter, microphone thrust forward, pierced the joy. "Mr. Simon, some say you fanned this scandal for fame. Your response?" The crowd hushed, tension coiling like a spring. David's gaze, steady as a lighthouse, met the challenge. "I sought respect, not fame," he said, his voice a clarion call. "Respect is the true luxury. For me, for all." The words, repeated like a sacred refrain, ignited cheers, the crowd's roar a tidal wave. Repetition. "Respect is the true luxury" became a mantra, etched in their hearts. The reporter, disarmed, stepped back, while fans waved signs. "David leads, we follow." His stand, rooted in his grandmother's wisdom rise above, never stoop had turned a wound into a triumph. Later, inside the showroom, David sat with his daughter Maya, near the Escalade's gleaming frame. Her eyes, wide with questions, met his. "Daddy, why'd that man judge you?" she asked, her voice small but piercing. David's hand rested on her shoulder, his voice soft as a lullaby. "Some see a hoodie, not a heart, Maya. Show them both, always." The words, a gentle creed, carried the weight of his journey. Keisha, overhearing, felt a warmth spread within. Her own struggles mirrored in his truth. She clutched her badge, her role now a testament to resilience, her nephew's future brighter for it. The moment, intimate yet universal, wove their stories into a tapestry of hope. The crowd lingered, their chants a heartbeat, as journalists scribbled furiously. David's return had not just healed a wound but birthed a movement, his terms for Keisha and Jamal, his rebuke to the reporter. His words to Mayal spoke of a man whose dignity was a flame, unquenched by scorn. The showroom, now a sanctuary, pulsed with a new energy, its legacy rewritten. Personification. The Escalade stood sentinel, witnessing a rebirth of respect. As the cheers faded, the world awaited the ripple of David's triumph, a legacy that would stretch far beyond these walls. The story, now at its zenith, was poised to weave its final threads, a testament to the power of one man's stand. Dear listeners, are you nurturing your health with movement? 30 minutes daily keeps your spirits soaring. Share your favorite exercise in the comments, and let's embrace the climax of this tale together. The Cadillac dealership, bathed in the glow of David Simon's triumph, stood as a monument to dignity reborn. His principled stand, etched in the hearts of hundreds, had turned a moment of shame into a beacon of respect. Keisha Harper's leadership, and the plaque proclaiming "respect above all," heralded a new dawn. Yet, the true measure of this victory lay not in the cheers that faded, but in the lasting ripples that would reshape a community. From the ashes of prejudice, a legacy of unity was rising, its roots deep and enduring. Under Keisha's steady hand, the dealership flourished, its sales soaring by 45%. Her respect-first protocol, a tapestry of empathy woven from David's example, spread to 60 Cadillac showrooms nationwide. She launched a mentorship program, guiding youth toward dreams as she once had. Her nephew's smile, a quiet reward. Her voice, once hesitant, now rang with authority. Her nights of study, now a crown of achievement. Every customer is a story, she told her team, her words a melody of inclusion. The showroom, once cold, now pulsed with warmth, its chrome reflecting a community's heart. Metaphor. Keisha's leadership was a river, carving paths of opportunity through stone. Marcus Tate, his arrogance humbled, found redemption in a new path. Now a trainer for an insurance firm, he called David, his voice thick with remorse. "Mr. Simon, I was wrong. I teach respect now because of you." David, his heart ever gracious, replied, "Growth is progress, Marcus. Keep going." The exchange, quiet yet profound, closed a wound. Marcus's workshops, infused with his own failings, inspired salespeople to see beyond appearances, his transformation a testament to second chances. His call, a faint echo of the storm, now carried hope. David's influence soared higher, his Cadillac campaign a masterpiece of truth. Filmed in Piedmont Park, with the city's skyline as backdrop, he stood beside the Escalade, his voice resonant. "Respect drives us forward," he declared, the words a clarion call. The ad, shared millions of times, won a prestigious Clio Award, its message a global anthem. On X, David posted a photo of the dealership team, Keisha beaming at its center. "Thank you for your values," he wrote, earning 2 million likes. Fans shared tales of respect, a digital chorus of unity. Keisha, gifted a signed Horizon Ventures cap, wore it proudly, their bond a quiet vow of friendship. The city's mayor praised the respect-first protocol, calling it a bridge to its diverse soul. Activists, inspired, rallied for equity, their signs echoing David's stand. The dealership became a pilgrimage site, customers drawn by its story of renewal. David, reflecting in his study, heard his grandmother's voice. Respect is a bridge, not a wall. His journey, from a hoodie-clad dreamer to a global icon, had turned a wound into wisdom, personification. The Escalade, silent witness, now gleamed with pride, its curves a testament to triumph. One evening, David drove Keisha through the city's vibrant streets, the Escalade's hum a soft lullaby. "It's different now," Keisha said, her eyes tracing the skyline. David smiled, his voice warm. "You made it so." Their laughter, a harmony of shared victory, filled the night. The community, once divided, now stood united, its heart beating to the rhythm of respect. As this chapter closed, its lessons lingered, a seed planted for generations to come. The story, now a tapestry of hope, invited all to weave their own threads of dignity. The Cadillac dealership, now a sanctuary of dignity, stood transformed, its chrome walls reflecting a community reborn. David Simon's stand, Keisha Harper's rise, and even Marcus Tate's redemption had woven a tapestry of respect that stretched far beyond the showroom's gleam. As the echoes of triumph settled, a quiet truth emerged, inviting all to carry its light forward. In this final chapter, the story's heart beats softly, offering solace and a call to action. The city, vibrant and whole, glowed under Keisha's leadership. The dealership a haven where every soul was valued. Sales soared, but its true wealth lay in trust, earned through her respect-first protocol, now a beacon for showrooms nationwide. David, in his modest home, sat by a window, the Escalade parked outside, a symbol of a journey complete. His grandmother's voice whispered, "Respect is a bridge, not a wall." He smiled, her wisdom now a global anthem, carried by his campaign's resonant words. Respect drives us forward. Metaphor. Respect, like a river, had carved new paths, its flow gentle yet unyielding. One evening, driving with Keisha, their laughter filled the night, the city's lights a constellation of hope. "You changed it," David said, his voice warm. Keisha's eyes sparkled. "We did." This story teaches us timeless truths. Respect transcends wealth, race, or attire. A currency, richer than gold. Humility, like David's, topples arrogance, while a single voice can spark a movement. Keisha's courage, born of sacrifice, shows that leadership blooms from empathy. Even Marcus's redemption reminds us that growth mends broken paths. Dear listeners, challenge prejudice wherever it lurks in stores, workplaces, or hearts. See every stranger as a story, their worth not in their clothes, but in their soul. David's stand, a seed planted in scorn, grew into a forest of dignity, and you too can nurture such change. Share your stories of demanding respect in the comments below, each a thread in our shared tapestry. Subscribe. Watch our video on David's rise from dreamer to Horizon Ventures CEO, a journey that mirrors your own potential. Follow David's example. Treat every encounter as a chance to build a bridge. Your voice, like his, can reshape the world. Imagine a community where respect is the true luxury. Together, we can make it so. As the city's heartbeat pulses on, this story closes, but its lessons endure. David's drive with Keisha, their laughter a melody, seals a promise. Dignity prevails. The Escalade, gleaming under starlight, stands as a quiet witness, its curves a testament to a truth now eternal. Let us carry this light, dear listeners, and walk paths of respect, hand in hand. Dear listeners, are you nurturing your soul with rest? 7 hours of sleep restores your strength. Share your evening rituals in the comments, and let's keep this story's spirit alive.